What's up? It's your boy A-Rod coming to you with another video. What's up, my good people? So today I have a special topic, one that I've been thinking about a lot, and that is the struggle of waiting for the one. And what I mean by the one is the one that you are meant to spend your life with, the one that is for you. And a lot of times it's really hard for us, just as humans, to really understand the concept of waiting and not being too ambitious and not being too quick to make a judgment on who should be in our lives. And a lot of times we don't want to wait for the right person to come along. A lot of times we rush things, we rush relationships, and it's not that you're flawed. It's just that as humans we have this natural desire to want companionship. And a lot of times it's a struggle when all of our relationships fail over and over again, and all we want to do is find the right one. And a lot of times that doesn't come until later in life. Sometimes it comes earlier for some. It's just really hard to really know who the one is. And I find myself, and I know some other people struggle mainly with just being patient. Being patient is truly a virtue, because the good things come to those who wait. I know a lot of you have heard that, and it's very true. It's very true. Just being patient and waiting for that right person. A lot of times when you stop looking, that person comes into your life unexpectedly, and it's kind of bittersweet, because it's like, okay, I did all this, I did my part in being proactive and really trying to date and search for the one that I'm supposed to be with. But a lot of times God will send somebody to you after you're done doing what it is that you want to do. A lot of times we get in our own way, and God really just waits for us to stop moving so much. And then when you stop moving for a period of time, he then sends somebody your way that you're supposed to be with. And a lot of times we don't really realize that concept, because we're so impatient. As human beings, we're so impatient, and we want things right now. And that's where we end up falling short and getting our emotions tied into somebody that really doesn't deserve any of our time, honestly. And it's just really a struggle sometimes to know how to wait, just to be patient. That's really difficult. It sounds like it's not that hard, but I mean it's definitely difficult. But in the end, it really is worth it. It's worth finding that one after you've waited and you've been patient, because there's a lot of dating sites. You got Instagram, you got Facebook, and it's full of different people. But out of all of those people that you're friends with or that follow you, not one of them can be for you. Sometimes it's the person that doesn't even have a Facebook or Instagram, or a dating site profile. A lot of times it's the one that just lives down the street, the chick, what I'm saying, or the guy that's just chilling down the street. You guys cross paths one day, and it's just an instant connection. And a lot of times, especially nowadays with all the social media and the dating sites, nobody really talks to each other in person. And it makes having that connection a lot more sincere, because the person is looking at you face to face. They can see you in person. They can see your body chemistry. They really get a vibe off of you. And there's nothing like meeting somebody in person opposed to meeting them online. Now, I know a lot of times the struggle is, I don't have time to go anywhere. I'm always at work, or I'm taking care of your kids. a lot of times we just have too busy of schedules to really take time to actually go out into the community or go out and socialize to really meet people. And that's understandable, but at the same time, and that's where social networking, that's where social media comes in for those people who don't have time to really go out and kick it and socialize amongst different people. So I don't find anything wrong with meeting people online. I don't really find anything wrong with that. Now you have to be careful because there's some crazy people, but I don't find anything wrong with it, if that is your only option at the time. But it's all in all, it's a struggle. Just really knowing who it is that you're supposed to even give your time to. And, so we got, you're being patient is difficult. Another difficult thing about waiting for the one is really making sure you're ready to meet the one. Making sure that you are right within yourself and that you are whole within yourself. Because a lot of times people talk about, I want to find my better half. It's all this talk about being half. You're supposed to be a whole individual before you meet the person that's meant for you. Because going into a relationship with just half yourself, you're never going to make it, because the other half is always going to be dependent upon how the other person perceives you. At the end of the day, whether that relationship works out or not, you still have to live with yourself. And a lot of times people don't realize that, and they go and search for the other half without realizing that you need to be whole before you go and meet your other whole person. That way, two whole people together, nobody can stop them. It's going to be true love, and it's going to be a great relationship because both of you are whole within yourselves, and you're confident and you're sure of yourselves. And you're not depending upon each other to validate one another constantly. Because a lot of people also struggle with just wanting to find somebody for validation. And at the end of the day, you got to validate yourself. You have to validate yourself each and every day. Because depending on other people is just you're not going to get anywhere with that. And I know God says not to trust in man, and that's really true. You cannot put your trust in another human being, in another imperfect human being, because none of us are perfect. And putting your trust in another person is really the wrong way to go. Well, complete trust. You should trust the person you're with, but know that there's always that small percentage that person can let you down, because nobody's perfect, whether they mean to or not. So, that's just another struggle, is knowing how to be whole within yourself and be confident, on top of being patient and waiting for that right person. Another struggle that I know I deal with personally is meeting the same type of people. A lot of times, every time a relationship ends, you say, okay, I'm not going to deal with that same type of person again. I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to do that again. But then you find yourself in the same situation you just got out of. And a lot of times it's not even on purpose. It's just because you naturally attract that type of person. And you have to know what's going on with you and where you are as a person, which is going back to being a whole person and getting right with yourself. You have to know what's in you that keeps attracting that same energy from the same type of people. Because you may get somebody that looks totally different than the last person you were with, but their energy, their personality is all the same. And it's definitely a struggle, because it seems like you have all these people all around you, but you keep picking the same type of person. And a lot of times it's not because you're doing it on purpose. It's just what you naturally attract. And you have to really check yourself and understand what about you is attracting that other or that type of person. So those are just some struggles that I know that I deal with. And I know a lot of you that are in a similar situation, you guys deal with that as well. Even some of your own unique struggles. I know I've heard some people say they struggle with having relations with someone too soon. And that always messes things up, because now you're giving the other person an impression that this is all you are. You know, you meet them on the first date, second date, third date, or sometimes within the first month of you knowing each other, you guys are being intimate with each other. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but a lot of times you have to understand the type of person you may be dealing with. If they're a type of person that takes that as, okay, well, this person is easy, and this is what all I had to do to get this from them, so this must be all they want to offer me. You know, and other times you'll have people that get emotionally tied to you way too soon, which can be a struggle because a lot of times we might meet the right person for us, but if we take certain steps too fast, that tends to a lot of times mess those things up. Also, that ties into knowing how to be patient within a new relationship and waiting to do certain things and not moving too fast. There's been plenty of times that I've moved too fast and things, you know, on both ends, and things really just went left because we both were moving too fast. It got too serious too soon. And that's everything ties back into being patient in every part of the process of finding or waiting for the one. Everything has to be done decently and in order, because if it's not, then you're pretty much not going to go anywhere. And that's not even just biblically, that's just really how life really is. If you don't do things in a certain order that they're meant to be done in, then you stand a chance on suffering certain consequences. And that's just really what it is. So with different struggles of just waiting on the one, it's really just important to be patient and understand the process and just know that that person is coming. That person is going to be in your life at some point. You just have to know and recognize when that person has been presented to you, because a lot of times we miss that cue also. The person has met us maybe even a year ago. We know this person sometimes, and we don't know that they're in our lives, but because we're too blind and too impatient to realize that person is right next to us, you know, we tend to mess things up, and we tend to have to wait longer than we really should have for the right person to come along. So it really, again, all ties back to being patient and being aware of yourself and being aware of what you want. Of course, definitely being aware of what you want and what you expect out of another person. And a lot of times for me, it helps me if I even write things down. If I write down a list of what it is I want in a potential mate, a lot of times I'll put it on my refrigerator and I'll look at it. You know, I actually just recently started doing this. I'll look at it. And when I look at it, I analyze it. I make sure that I'm not being too irrational. I make sure that what I want out of someone is reasonable and that I'm not painting this picture perfect female, you know, and because nobody's perfect. And even if they don't have one thing that you really want, look at everything else that they have that you do want. Because you're not going to get everything you want out of one person. It's just not going to happen. Unless God himself creates a perfect person and puts him right in front of you, it's just not going to happen. You know, and you have to be willing to know what is more important. What are your priorities when it comes to what you want from another person? And don't shy away from what it is that you want. Be confident and be true in that. But when that person presents themselves and they don't have one of the things on your list, don't be so quick to toss them aside. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to fit every single thing that you want on your list. Nobody. Be realistic in knowing that you're going to find the perfect person for you, whether they have 5 things on your list or 6 or 7 things on your list. You are going to find that person. You just have to be patient. You have to be patient. You have to wait. And to my spiritual people, you know, praying helps. Praying does help. And a lot of times, you know, just having faith. No matter what you believe in, have faith that it's going to happen for you. You know, and so those are just some of the struggles that I know that I have. And I know that a lot of other people that I've talked to about this, I know they have them as well. And I know a lot of you have them. We're all human. It is. I mean, it is what it is. You know, some people, like I said, they find their soulmates early in life. Some people find them later. But hey, better late than never. You know what I'm saying? So I'd say just stick in there. Just stick in there. It's going to happen. You just have to be ready. Be ready when it happens and be aware so that you don't miss out on your blessing. Because a lot of times that happens too. We miss out on our blessings and it holds us back. You know, and you have to just make sure that you are ready when that person presents themselves. You know, and in the meantime, just work on yourself. Do what you have to do in your life to make a better you. Live your best life by yourself. And then when the other person comes along, they will only add to what it is you're already doing. You know, and that to me is the best recipe for a relationship. If me and you doing our own thing separately, and then we come together and combine those talents and those gifts and those blessings, I mean, that to me is a power couple. That to me is a power couple. And that is something that we all can have. But again, you know, patience is the key. And faith and just believing that you will get the person that you deserve. All right, so people, that is the video. That is my 2 cents on what struggles I personally deal with waiting for that right person to come and, you know, be that blessing in my life, really. You know. All right, so I want to thank you guys for watching. Also, before you go, I am going to start doing something at the end of my videos, a little different. So I like to laugh, right? I like to laugh, and one thing that makes me laugh the most every day are memes on Facebook and Instagram. I love a really good, clever meme. All right, so at the end of my videos, every video from now on, I'm going to post A-Rock's funny meme of the day. And, well, at least it's funny to me. Hopefully it's funny to you. But I'm going to post it at the end of my video. So make sure you watch all the way to the end for my funny meme of the day. And the first one I'm going to present to you right now. I thought it was hilarious when I first saw it. Take a look. Guys, I want to thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, hit the bell down below so you know every time I upload a video. Click like on my video. And until next time, A-Rock.